Hey everybody, it's me back again with another YouTube video. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Okay, so I just wanted to make a quick video. I just want to open up and tell y'all about something I've been struggling with for a long time now. Well, let me start like this, okay? I have, for anyone that has, been watching me recently, I talked briefly about my spiritual journey within like the past year or two. Yes, Christian, new Christian, whatever you want to call it. I started my path with God late 2023, early 2023. And, I go to church consistently. I do have a prayer life. Of course, I have my own vices. I have things that I struggle with like everybody else. I don't claim to be super Christian or an evangelist or any of those things as of yet. I'm still kind of working through my purpose with God and, trying to see where my and his will aligns and where it doesn't, And just overall, it's been tough, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I've been saved. I had conviction on a lot of things. A lot of things. Like conviction is like all day, every day. Just even in the thoughts in my head, and not just like things that I do. But one thing I just can't seem to just get a grasp of, even though it's on my mind every day. I say I'm going to do it every day, but it's like I can buckle down and I can force myself to pray. I'll put it like that. I can buckle down and I can force myself to just talk to God every once in a while. I'm still, I'm still trying, y'all. I'm still trying to get it. So for all the Christians out there, and that's another thing about just being a new Christian and looking for the things of the Lord, it's like you just feel so much judgment also. Like you just feel like you constantly feel like, are you doing enough? Are you, just because of the I don't know, I guess the opinions from other Christians or people that have, been on a walk longer or further along in their path. You always feel like this, like somebody's always ready to like condemn you or give you a scripture or, show you what you're doing is wrong, and you don't always know if it's like coming from a genuine place, like they say righteous judgment, or if it's just like an attack. Like it's almost like a test to like, oh, you don't belong here. That's what it feels like. I'm just being honest today. So anyway, the main thing I struggle with is reading my Bible. Like I don't know what it is. Like when I first started my walk, like almost 2 years ago now, I was fired up. I was reading my Bible, it seemed like every day, like giving it like half an hour to an hour, so and so. And it was interesting, you start with Genesis and Adam and Eve and Noah's Ark and all of that, and Jacob. And then, you got further down the line, you got Exodus and Moses. And I just got out of Deuteronomy. And mind you, like I said, this has almost been 2 years. And I'm just getting out of Deuteronomy and going into Joshua. And it's just like, it got boring. I'm gonna be honest. It got boring. Um, I don't know if you're supposed to just read the Bible chronologically like that, but that's what I did, and it definitely started to get boring. I'll even say after the Adam and Eve part of Genesis and the Cain and Abel and Abraham and all that and all the names and the ages and all that, it got so tedious and boring. And in Exodus, and I just felt like I was walking with them in Egypt, and it was just like, it really starts you from the foundation of the world and what God was doing with these people, like down to the nook and cranny. And it's just like, sometimes it feels like it's not relevant to me. But the only time I get revelation, that's why I love my church, because he will actually go to Genesis. He will actually go to the Old Testament, and I'll be like, oh, I remember reading that. And he ties it into Jesus, which I haven't got there yet. So that is a slight motivation for me to want to like continue and be diligent and continue to read, because it connects the dots. But Christianity is based on Jesus Christ and what he was teaching us how to live. So no surprise that that's what they're mostly going to focus on. But I'm just feeling like if I don't know the foundation of where it all started, like, I want to know things for myself. I want to connect things for myself. I want to be able to have the knowledge for myself. But it's just like me trying to read the Bible. It's like, and I will literally say, I'm going to read my Bible today. I'm going to give it 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to read this many chapters today. And I've done that before, obviously, in the past. Like, it's not like I haven't read any of it, but it just seems like a struggle. Like, it would be like everything else would just seem more important, even sleeping or eating, or it just be any little thing would just seem to get in the way. I'm just like, why is that I cannot buckle down? And I consider myself a disciplined person. Like, I work out, I have a diet regimen. I do it like 6 times a week. So I'm thinking like reading this book little by little every day. I thought I'd be done reading it by now, and I'm not even. I'm on like book 6 or 7, whatever Joshua is. Yikes. So, and it's weird that I feel like God has like removed so many things from me to where now you have no other distractions. This is what I told you to do. Because I don't know if I talked about this before, like my encounter with God. But it's like he literally told me, get to know my son. Like, literally, like, it was so straightforward. That's like, I felt it burning in my spirit. Like, that's what he wanted me to do. And it's just like, oh my goodness, I didn't think it would be this challenging. Like, I did not think it would be this challenging. But there has been challenges along the way. Like, the day I went to get baptized, that was that was like one of the craziest days, y'all. That day was so many obstacles. Like, it was so many, like, I could have literally just said, you know what, I'll do this at a later time. I won't do it, because it was just so much going on at that time. Like, so much fighting against me. So I don't know if this is like an attack from the enemy that I'm just letting work, or I have to just push that much through it. Because I do feel like I said, I don't know if this isn't a spiritual warfare thing. I do feel like, am I just reading it just to read it, just to get through it? Until, like, I go to church and I get the revelation because the pastor touches on it, and I'm just like, oh, I remember that. So this is what that meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just, I catch some stuff, but the language is different, the times is different, the technology is different. It's the Old Testament, so you're kind of like, in my head, I'm like, well, what's going on here that brought them to? How does this correlate with what's going on now? What was going on in the New Testament? What am I supposed to gain from this? Because like I said, this is a new time. 2024, it's a new, everything it's not like back then. But, God is the one that doesn't change. It's we change as humans and, the world. So yeah. Also, I used to have these dreams, these real vivid dreams that I'm not having anymore, and I don't know what that means. I don't know. It's like I had this feeling like something's supposed to happen all the time because I'm in this walk with God, supposedly. And I kind of feel like I'm being entitled. Like I feel like it's supposed to happen whether I do something or not, because it's like, well, you see the effort that I did put in. Like, aren't you supposed to, like, talking to God? Like, you see the effort I did put in. Aren't you supposed to, like, meet me halfway or strengthen me to push it up some more? It's like I'm waiting on the strength to just come to me. Yeah. That's how I feel. That's what I'm doing. So, I don't know. Do y'all have, like, suggestions? Is anybody that's, like, a Christian gone through something like this? We all have sin. We all have affliction. We all have iniquity. I have mine. That's not what this is really about. Unless you guys can come up with like a direct correlation to that. I don't know. But anyway, I just had that food for thought for the day. Like my Bible's literally sitting right there, and I'm like, it feels like even now it feels like a tug of war. It feels like a tug of war. It feels like a trust issue. It does. It does. And maybe that's maybe I'm on to something with that. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever heard somebody say, well, if you just do this will fix your problems. Like, this is going to work for you. And you just be like really skeptical about it. Like, even if you agree with it in the moment, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. But it's like you still feel skeptical. Like, it's like a stronghold almost. Like, will that really fix my problem? That seems so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. Or that seems like I'm not that lucky. I'm not that, that happens for those people. That doesn't happen for people like me. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now, and I better stop before this turns into like a 45-minute video, because it's a simple question. Like, do you guys, spiritually, have you ever had like a stronghold or something that just stopped you from your daily bread, which is the word? That's your daily bread. That's what you're supposed to read. Man will not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth, every word that proceedeth from the mouth of God. So, I think I have the hunger for it. It's weird. I think I have the hunger for it, but at the same time, I'm not into it. So yeah, if y'all have any insight on that, fellow Christians, if y'all can help me, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so I'll end this video by saying, stay blessed. Happy New Year. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments and opinions, answers. All right, you guys have a blessed